How we doing, guys? And it's finished Arsenal 2, Fulham 2. And you know what? Sometimes after a game like that, I need to take a little bit of time before I get in front of a camera and say what I really think about that performance. And I look at my preview and I said I want to see goals. What I didn't want to see was goals in our net. Like, what on earth was that performance today? That was shambolic. There's going to have to be some questions asked right now about this current formation that we're playing. Don't get me wrong. I understand that you need to be adaptable. You need to be able to tweak things up and to not be predictable. I get all of that. But right now, it feels very much like square pegs, round holes. It feels very much like we're not doing things correctly. We're not doing the things that worked so well last season. And I'm looking at some of the stuff that's going on and I'm thinking, what is actually going on? Why is Gabriel not starting at the moment? Why is Kai Havertz, doing the things that he was doing today? And, it's no accountability, if that makes sense. And it's just like, don't get me wrong, Kai Havertz is not the scapegoat for the first couple of games, but today he was poor. All right. And then you're looking at that and you're just thinking, that's not great. Why is Thomas Partey still being persisted with at right back? Why is it so difficult to have Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White? Partey, Rice, like, come on. Really? I get it. I do get it because I do understand. I'm not one of these that, is clueless about formations and tactics and the way that you need to develop and adapt at different moments and games and everything else. And there is that, sense of like predictability, that staleness, and you can't be like that. You have to evolve all the time. Man City do it all the time. And, yeah, it's just not working though. And that's the thing. And I do understand as well that when you do things like this, there are going to be some bumps in the road, but we can't afford to have those bumps in our way at the moment. And that's the biggest thing, because we're 3 games in and you look at it on the balance, you say 7 points out of 9. Okay, you can live with that. But then you look at the teams that we played. We played Nottingham Forest at home. We played Crystal Palace away. Crystal Palace that had a ton of injuries. They couldn't even put maximum amount of substitutes on the bench. That's how many injuries they had. And then Fulham at home. That there is 9 points out of 9. Without question, that should be 9 points out of 9. Next up, we got Manchester United. And don't get me wrong, I know Manchester United won today as well. But I tell you something, they're not all rosy in the garden. But if we go into the game against them with this kind of sluggishness that we're playing with, then we're going to have problems. Look at the first minute of the game. What has Bukayo Saka done? With that awful pass. I know it's very easy to say that Aaron Ramsdale's at fault. He got wrong-footed. Listen, at the end of the day, I'm not going to blame Aaron Ramsdale for the first goal because it's a complete and utter mistake by Bukayo Saka. It's as simple as that. It was a dreadful pass and it's caught him wrong-footed. And they go and take the lead. In the second half, there was a 15-20 minute spell where we looked very, very good. And we get the couple of goals and you're thinking, okay, finally, let's see a little something. And then we break. Fulham go down to 10 men. And you're like, this is superb. Down to 10 men now. We'll go on and probably get a third. No. Fulham go and score. And what do they score from? A corner. How many times have I spoke about picking up the man in the box, the runners? It's like, come on. Seriously, see that? How are you letting him get that just outside the 6-yard box? Free. Side foot. Come on, man. Seriously? And then you know they're going to hang on for dear life and everything else. It was just a really, really poor performance today. So disjointed. So lackluster. And the problem is that it's been in the 3 games that we've played. It's been like that. against Nottingham Forest. First half, we were fantastic. Second half, it was just flat. Against Crystal Palace, there was a couple of moments where we done, the right things, but the majority was just bang average. And then we have to hang on because we're down to 10 men. I get that. So you look at that and you think, okay, it's a great, 3 points in the end. But then you get this one, home to Fulham. Really? Come on, man. Like, home to Fulham. Seriously. Like, oh, mate. It's just so frustrating. And this is why I need time to think before I speak. Because, there'll be fans coming out of the stadium that talk. And it's just like, just not good enough today. It's just simply not good enough. And it's, what does Mikel Arteta do? Does he go back to type? Does he go back to what is tried and tested? Get the points on the board, maybe tweak it every now and then, see what we're doing. I know what he's trying to do. He's trying to get that extra attacker in the final third, but it's just not working. And when I'm seeing Mikel's interviews as well, and, he's inevitably being spoken to about Kai Havertz, he's saying stuff that's leaving me scratching my head. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not naive to think that Mikel Arteta is going to turn around in an interview and say, Kai Havertz has been rubbish today. He's getting dropped, etc., etc. Isn't going to happen. Your manager's going to back you 100%. So, I get that. But just some of the comments, it's kind of like, is he really defending him, or does he really believe that? And if he does really believe that, what on earth is he seeing that nobody else can see in certain moments? He's not close to scoring goals. I agree, he picks up some good positions. He gets in good areas, and sometimes the ball doesn't come. But he's not setting the world on fire. So it's kind of in the middle for me, and it's, one of them. It just wasn't good today. It just was not good in any way, shape or form. And I'm looking at it, like I said, and I'm thinking, where do we go from here? What's our next step? What do we do? We got Manchester United next. Lose that game. Oh my word. Don't even bear thinking about it. It's like the social media derby, innit? You can't lose to them, man. Can't be losing to them. The only saving grace is the games at the Emirates and not Old Trafford, because we know our record at the Emirates is excellent in comparison to what it is at Old Trafford, but it's just not good enough. It's not acceptable. Mikel's got some decisions to make. He's got to decide whether to revert to type, take Havertz out of the firing line, put Partey back in the midfield, bring Gabriel in defence. There's so many questions that need to be answered, and I guess we're going to find out over the next few days, and then obviously when we play Manchester United. But that, for me, home to Fulham, 2 points dropped. It's as simple as that for me. So, listen, I don't know what more I can say than that. It was just a very crap performance all round. And it's 2 points dropped. So, listen, if you are new around here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash that notification bell. Going to be doing the previews, going to be doing a combined 11 and everything else for Manchester United. There's going to be the watch along and everything. So much content this week. So stay tuned, and I will see you lot very soon. I'm out of here.